Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This may or may not be a long video. I'm getting a little tired, but I might need a nap. But right now I'm talking about my Star Wars story. So let's talk about it. I got into Star Wars when I was a very little kid. My parents introduced me to A New Hope, and then I ended up liking it and recording it onto a VHS tape and watching it until my dad recorded over it with a Super Bowl game, which I never forgave him for doing that. And then I discovered Return of the Jedi. We recorded this off of a free preview weekend of, I think it was HBO or Cinemax, Showtime, one of those premium movie channels when we got the free weekend, and so I recorded Return of the Jedi. Unfortunately, I put it at the end of a tape that already had 3 movies on it, so it cuts off when Luke turns on Vader's lightsaber, or when Vader turns on Luke's lightsaber. I don't remember how it happens. And so I never got to see the end of Return of the Jedi. A few years later, I finally got to see The Empire Strikes Back. It came on network television, CBS, and I got to record it onto a VHS tape. But I didn't get to watch it the night it aired because my sisters were watching the Miss USA, America, whatever pageant. And so I had to set it to record and watch it the next day. I watched that tape until it wore out. It didn't play anymore. There was nothing left on the tape. I watched it so many times it couldn't play anymore. Now, I was born in 1982, so Star Wars was almost before my time. Return of the Jedi came out when I was a baby. So by the time I was old enough to enjoy Star Wars and start getting into it, the world had moved on. None, not one of my friends liked Star Wars. They either liked Star Trek or they liked Rocky, of all fucking things. Too many fucking Rocky fans. So there was a period of time where nobody was talking about Star Wars. I was reading the storybooks of the movies, the 3 movies, and didn't buy any of the toys because they weren't selling them by the time I was old enough to be buying toys. They were already done, gone, buried, and forgotten. But I couldn't get enough of Star Wars, and I was obsessed with that opening prologue in Journal of the Whills from The Adventures of Luke Skywalker. I was obsessed with learning more about the fall of the Republic and the rise of the Empire. And then sometime in the early to mid 90s, I started reading books. Lots and lots and lots of books. And I discovered Star Wars books. First one I read was Shadows of the Empire. Loved it. Second one I read was Truce at Bakura. Liked it. Next, I read Heir to the Empire and fell in love. And I read the whole trilogy, the whole Thrawn trilogy. And then from there, I bought, and I used the checklist in the back of the books, I bought literally every single book that was published at the time in the expanded universe up to the New Jedi Order. I read the first book of the New Jedi Order, and I don't remember what it was called. I even read the non-canonical Splinter of the Mind's Eye. Didn't like it, but it was just more Star Wars. I couldn't get enough of it. And then in 1995, they came out with Power of the Force, and then I was finally able to start buying Star Wars toys, and I went bonkers. I bought all of them, every fucking toy on the shelf. I bought the vehicles, I bought the spaceships, I bought all the figures. It didn't matter who it was. If it was a Star Wars, I bought it. Also in 1995, I got the Faces VHS set. The Faces set is known as the last time the original unaltered theatrical cuts were released on home video. Now, they were kind of sort of released on DVD, but only as a special feature, and they used the Laserdisc rips instead of like the actual prints. So it wasn't a good quality print. And then in 1997, they came out with a special edition, and I ate it up. I went to the theater and I watched it, and I loved it, and I went back and saw Empire Strikes Back, and I loved it. And then I caught wind of the upcoming episode 1, The Phantom Menace, and I was reading Star Wars Insider every month. I was reading StarWars.com every month. I signed up for the newsletter. I was getting the behind-the-scenes web videos that they were posting every month. I was obsessed. I couldn't wait for episode 1 to come out. I was so hyped. Episode 1 was just about to come out when I noticed the novel was already in the bookstores. So I bought a copy of the novel and I read it. I sat there and just read it, flipped through it. Took me 3 hours. I just zoom read it. I had to experience episode 1. Then the movie came out and I was blown away. I couldn't believe how amazing it was. I had to see it again. I saw it multiple times in the theater. When it came out on VHS, I bought it. When it came out on DVD and I got a DVD player, I bought it. Almost bought the Laserdisc at one point in time, but decided against it because, Laserdisc was outdated. And I couldn't get enough of it, and I couldn't wait. I just couldn't wait for Attack of the Clones to come out. So I would literally watch episode 1 every single day until Attack of the Clones came out. I would watch it literally every day. I would set aside time in my day to watch The Phantom Menace. I was there day 1 for Attack of the Clones. Loved it. Bought the toys from episode 1. Bought the toys from The Phantom Menace, or the Attack of the Clones. Got Attack of the Clones on VHS and then again on DVD. Couldn't wait for Revenge of the Sith. Got it. Went and seen it in the theater multiple times. I saw it on opening night. Saw it multiple times in the theater. And then I took a break. I did not watch the Clone Wars. I never watched Droids. I never watched Ewoks. I never watched the god-awful special, the holiday special. I started it 2 or 3 times, couldn't finish it. Even I, who like B-movies, even I couldn't get into it. The Phantom Menace is my favorite Star Wars. Even I couldn't get into the shit holiday special. That's how bad it is. I like Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. I couldn't watch that shit. I was done with Star Wars. I was satisfied with Star Wars. I was good having 6 films, some video games, and a bunch of toys. And then Disney bought it, and something happened. They oversaturated the market with Star Wars, and I lost interest again. Yes, I went and seen the 3 movies in the theaters, all opening night. But this time I only watched them the once. I watched them and I went, that's Star Wars, I guess. I liked them. I liked The Force Awakens. My favorite one of the trilogy, of the Disney trilogy, is The Last Jedi. It's my favorite of the 3. I still don't know if I like Rise of Skywalker or not. I've only seen it the one time. And I left the theater going, I don't know what I think of it. And I haven't been able to bring myself to watch it again. I did watch Solo, and it was rubbish. I did watch, I don't even remember what it was called, Rebels, Steal the Death Star Plans, whatever, that one, the Star Wars story. I don't even remember what the fuck it was called. I watched it, and it didn't stick in my brain. I can't even remember the title. I watched Obi-Wan, and then I watched the first half of the first season of The Mandalorian, and then I washed my hands of it. And now I'm OTPT only. That's it. I'll watch the originals. I'll watch the prequels. And that's my Star Wars. That's where I'm at right now. That's as much Star Wars as I have room in my brain for.